Do you ever wonder what it feels like when your own family treats you like an ATM machine? That's exactly what happened to me the day my mom showed up at my doorstep, uninvited, with my spoiled younger brother Jason. They didn't come to visit. They came to collect. My name's Ethan. I'm 29, a self-taught software engineer, and for the last few years, I've worked my way up from living paycheck to running a successful app development company. I wasn't rich, but I was finally comfortable, something I never thought I'd achieve after how I grew up. Growing up, my mom always made it clear who the favorite child was. Jason, the golden boy. He was loud, entitled, always in trouble, but she adored him. Me. I was the quiet one, the one who studied, worked part-time, helped pay bills. And somehow I was still the disappointment. When I got accepted into a community college, she laughed. You'll drop out in a semester, she said. But I didn't. I worked nights at a gas station, studied during breaks, and somehow made it through. Jason, on the other hand, dropped out of high school and spent his days bragging about becoming a music producer. My mom supported him, of course, paying for his studio equipment, his rent, his endless mistakes. I moved out at 22. We didn't talk much after that. I focused on building my life, coding freelance projects, developing apps, slowly climbing my way to stability. Then one day my world shifted. One of my apps went viral. Within months, I was making more than I ever imagined. I didn't tell my family. I didn't post it online. I wanted peace. But peace doesn't last when greed is involved. It started with a message from my mom. "Hey honey, how are you doing these days?" My stomach dropped. She hadn't called me honey since I was 10. I replied politely but short. The next day she called. "Ethan, I heard you're doing great. Your cousin said your app's been in the news. I'm so proud of you." Something in her voice made my skin crawl. It wasn't pride. It was calculation. A week later she was at my door. Jason beside her wearing designer sneakers and a smirk. She didn't even wait to be invited in. "Wow," she said, scanning my apartment. "You really did well for yourself. I knew you would." That was a lie. She never believed in me. Jason flopped onto my couch, legs spread, scrolling on his phone like he owned the place. "So mom says you're like rich now. Good for you, man. Anyway, I'm kinda in a tight spot. My car got impounded and I need $2,000 to get it back. You can help, right? Family and all." My chest tightened. "Jason, I've worked really hard for what I have. I can't just hand out money like." "Like what?" My mom interrupted sharply. "Like family doesn't matter. You have more than enough, Ethan. You've always been so selfish." That word. Selfish. The same word she used when I bought my first laptop instead of giving Jason the money to buy new sneakers. The same word she threw at me when I moved out instead of staying home to help her and Jason. I wanted to yell, to tell her how unfair she'd always been. But I didn't. I just said, "I can't help you." Her face twisted in disgust. Jason stood up, scoffing. "Whatever, dude. Don't come crying to us when you lose all this. Money doesn't last forever." They stormed out. I stood there, heart pounding, feeling both angry and strangely liberated. But that wasn't the end. 2 weeks later I got a call from a loan company. Someone had tried to take out a loan in my name. Then another from my bank about unusual activity. Froze. Only a few people knew my old personal details, my mother being one of them. I confronted her. "Mom, did you use my information to apply for a loan?" Silence. Then she said coldly, "You owe us, Ethan. After everything I did for you. It's time you gave back." That's when something inside me snapped. Cut all contact. Changed my numbers. Hired a lawyer. Every account she had access to shut down. I reported the attempted fraud. I didn't press charges right away, but I made sure she couldn't use my name again. Months passed. Jason's life spiraled. His music career failed, he got evicted, and my mom's finances dried up. Then one day she called again, crying, "Ethan, please. Your brother's in trouble. He needs help." Paused for a long time. My heart wanted to forgive. My mind didn't. "What kind of help?" Yes. "He needs a place to stay," she said. "Just until he gets back on his feet." I took a deep breath. "Sure," I said finally. "Send him over." Her relief was instant. "Oh, thank you, Ethan. You won't regret this." But she didn't know what I had planned. When Jason arrived, I didn't welcome him with open arms. I handed him a contract. "You can stay here," I said, "but under conditions. You'll clean, cook, and help manage some of my business errands. You'll get paid like any employee. Miss one day, and you're out." He laughed at first. "Bro, I'm not your maid." Smiled. "Then you can find another couch to crash on." For the first time, Jason realized he had no power here. He signed. Weeks turned into months. I watched him struggle, waking up early, doing chores, actually working. It was hard for him, but slowly he changed. Not completely, but enough to see how life looked without constant handouts. My mom called often, furious that I was using him. I told her, "No, I'm teaching him." Then came the twist. I offered Jason an opportunity. A small investment in a side project if he kept working hard. And he did. For once, he earned it. Months later, I sold part of my company for a major profit. When the check cleared, Jason came to me quietly and said, "Man, get it now. You worked for this." I didn't. "I'm sorry." I didn't say anything. I just nodded. Sometimes silence is louder than forgiveness. A year later, I heard my mom was struggling. Jason had moved out and started working full-time. She tried to reach me again, but this time I didn't answer. Because some people don't deserve the front row seat to your success after they tried to bury you in failure. Justice doesn't always come with revenge. Sometimes it's simply becoming everything they said you couldn't, and letting them live with that. If this story made you feel something, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Have you ever had to teach someone the hard way what respect really means?